why don't you go first? Because I don't want to run out of time. I'll make sure you get to do whatever it is you want to say.
Oh, I have like a really small suggestion for a clip, just because when I came here first 2 weeks ago, I mentioned a quote from Hassan, and since then I've been clipped onto Has Twitter, and people are like all saying that you hired me as a Hassan stalker, apparently. And
Yeah, right.
I'm spreading lies about him.
What is it you said that they're...
So I said that I don't remember off the top of my head the exact quote, but Hassan basically said that Ukraine should give up on its sovereignty and knee down to the bully. That's what I said.
That sounds pretty extreme.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show my...
And they're saying you lied about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a clip. This is on his main channel, 3 years old.
Okay.
It's from March 2022, so it's like 3 weeks into the full escalated war.
All right, here it is. I'll put on CCs too, so make no mistake.
In a fucking, authoritarian state, right? Like, we should be able to put an end to this. We should be able to, like, do something about this. And what I mean by that is immediate ceasefire, immediate peace negotiations with concessions made to Russia, of course, because they are the bully, and sometimes you have to fucking cave into the bullies. Especially because, like, when people say, oh, well, what about the sovereignty of Ukrainians? What about the sovereignty of Ukrainians? Like, the sovereignty of Ukrainians are, unfortunately, and I say this in the most real way, is insignificant. The sovereignty of the Ukrainians or the defenses of the Ukrainians would have been absolutely obliterated if it wasn't for Western involvement in this circumstance. If it wasn't for the NLAW grenade launchers, if it wasn't for the Javelin missiles, there would be no fucking sovereignty of Ukrainians regardless. That's the unfortunate reality. And if it was for the sovereignty of Ukrainians and what their actual genuine interests are, which I do understand, obviously you don't want to be fucking obliterated by Russia. You don't want to be obliterated by Russia. It's a very reasonable, very understandable fucking demand, request. Then the Ukrainians want a fucking no-fly zone. Why are we not giving it to them? The Ukrainians want it to be a part of NATO. Why are we not giving it to them? Why were we never going to give it to them? It doesn't matter. Like, the sovereignty of Ukrainians is insignificant in this situation, and I try to explain it to you over and over again when we're talking about fucking two major superpowers having a conversation with one another and putting an end to this. The only thing I care about in the situation...
Wow. Yeah. So sorry for not quoting it directly.
You want to unpack that?
In my opinion, like I said before, I didn't know about Hassan before I saw him on Leftovers. And I didn't know about his Ukrainian takes because when he was saying that, I was actually in Ukraine. So in March of that year, I wasn't able to watch his streams. So
fair. Because there was a war.
Yeah, and when I got to, when I randomly saw his Crimean take, like 6 months into the war, so I was already, basically whenever I was working already for H3, and I wanted to mention that as well, that Ethan did not hire me to stalk Hassan. I was working here for almost 2 years. I think it's going to be 2 years next month, just because no one hasn't seen me doesn't mean that I wasn't here. I was working with Hasan and Ela for 2 years when Hassan was doing Leftovers every single Thursday, and I would occasionally talk with Hasan about Hassan's Ukrainian takes when I started seeing what he actually thinks about it on Leftovers, which was insane as well. But from what he is unpacking here, from all that I saw after that, Hassan has this weird take. Last time that I was in the studio in October, we've done a whole segment, a 2-hour segment, and he never mentioned it after, and he only tweeted out that he's anti-war.
He subtweeted you right afterwards.
Yes.
He said some cryptic, weird bullshit about
I'm pro-peace, anti-war.
I just want healthcare, man.
Yes, and I want healthcare. And out of everything I've ever said on this podcast about Hassan, he reacted only to my take about his armpit. It was a 10-second clip, and he was like, "Oh, this girl, she's like."
Wait, he actually from recently?
Yeah, he did react to me.
He showed you reacting to the armpit?
Yes, that's the only clip.
I didn't know that.
That's the only clip
Hassan.
that he kind of mentioned me in, and trying to maybe create this narrative that I'm obsessed with him. And I can see Mike from PA subtweeting me and like saying, so Easton hired this like insane person or like whatever.
Mike from PA literally needs to look in the mirror and then disappear.
Off the internet.
Like that meme.
And he like tweeted like,
From the internet. From the internet.
Yeah, the guy
obviously.
who's like-
Disappear from the internet.
And he said like, is it true that Easton hired like a Hassan stalker? To that I want to say, is it true that Mike from PA is banned from every single barbershop in Pennsylvania because he has lice? Just saying, like, is it true? Like, I don't know.
Is he banned from every gym in Pennsylvania?
I don't know. Let's start from barbershop.
Her line was better about the lice.
Probably not. What?
I can really.
I said you tried to vamp on that, but I thought the lice line was way better. In the gym line.
Maybe you just said he's banned from every barber?
Yeah.
From every barber because he has lice.
Does he have lice? Is that a Mike from PA meme?
Is it true? I don't know.
She's just asking questions.
He looks like he has lice.
And I can really see that he was denied from every barber in that state. Like, we can see that. So, is it true?
He sits down in the barber chair and they're like, ah!
And in words of Denims, if he lied about that, what else he could lie about, you know, and everything like that. But I just wanted to show that clip because I quoted it and like it was getting traction. And I've never seen people reacting to this take from Hassan, and he has been talking about how he's always been pro-peace and how he always wanted Ukraine to just get peace. In reality, he always wanted Ukraine to just give up on whatever... Surrender on whatever was already conquered.
Which is interesting because that's what Trump's saying now.
Yes.
And Hassan is, I think he's like half MAGA. I think he's halfway there. What did he say about Kamala Harris?
Where Kamala Harris would not be as bad as Donald Trump, which we have no proof for.
True, we don't, So with like this ceasefire talks and everything, and Hassan being like extremely pro-Ukrainian after he got like, he went like on this PR take that he's like, I'm so pro-Ukrainian, I defended everyone every time. I've never heard him mention Ukraine before the full escalated war once. And trust me, I tried to find that like any of his takes before when it started, that's what we heard. That's what he was saying, like just right now. Like I said, at that period of time, Russian army was standing by like Kyiv border, like by the capital border. And he's like, yeah, just kneel to the bully. It's going to be okay. We just need peace talks now.
Just shush now while the big boys talk.
Where
America and Russia are talking.
In reality, Russia was not talking. They did not invite any major like peace negotiators to the table. It was in Istanbul. They sent like 2 interns to talk about that. They did not agree on anything. And Hassan is like, yeah, just agree with those like 2 people there, like saying some good stuff. And after that, I heard him replaying this take that, I just wanted peace and Ukraine wouldn't agree to peace in April 2022. And we all had to just like sign that peace deal then. There was no peace deal. Like no one was talking about anything. Like Putin did not...
Well, he was saying they weren't going to invade, so...
Putin did not agree to anything back then. Russia did not like I said, they did not send anyone reputable into the negotiation table. There was like still army raping, massacring people in Bucha as those peace talks were like going on. But
why do you think he's hates Ukraine? It seems like he hates Ukraine.
I don't know.
Just because they're backed by America and it's got to go opposite of America.
It's the anti-America.
Yeah.
I've heard even like misogynistic takes from Hassan in terms of him viewing Ukrainians as like Ukrainian girls are like sex workers, basically.
Huh?
Whenever
Wait, what did he...
On the 23rd, before the war started, I was watching his stream the day before, like that VOD of that stream, and there was like a Turkish man typing in chat, like in Turkish, like, Hassan, I'm in Kyiv, I'm so scared, like I don't know like what to do, I'm in Kyiv now. And he replies to him in Turkish and he says, oh, you just went to Turkey you just went to Ukraine to fuck women there, so that's on you, and you should stay there. And like,
can you pull that?
Good luck with that. It's gonna be hard, but I will probably find it by the end of the war zone, and it's also in Turkish. But
well, I think that's pretty fucking. I think that's valuable because
coincidentally,
I have a whole Hassan misogyny thing, and that's really good.
Coincidentally, I know a bit of Turkish because I was working in Turkey for 7 months. So when I heard that in Turkish, I heard buzzwords, and I was like, "Oh, I need to translate that." And I went, and it wasn't good. Yeah, but let's move on to like the main.
That could be very useful for my next hit piece.
Also, if we want to quickly show the clip, I found it. It's under number 5.
Oh, that was fast.
It's
nice.
like a really quick clip.
Abi Kiev'de yaşıyorum. Geliyorlar akü sikecekler abi bir şey yap ne olursun. Ya kimse sikecek bir şey yok. Orada gittin Kiev'e karı düzmek için Ukraynalı kadınlarla beraber olmak için şimdi götüne girdi. Hadi bakalım.
So he is basically saying that the chatter says in Turkish that he is afraid about Russia invading Ukraine because he lives in Kyiv, and that's the only information that the chatter typed into the chat. Hassan instantly replies with, he just went there to fuck women, and calls him a slutty bastard, which in the context of Ukraine being stereotypically mentioned in a bunch of movies, culture, and it's just like a well-known thing. It's like a well-known stereotype that Ukrainian women just want to. They are just like gold diggers. They're just like, it's like an insanely misogynistic take that a lot of people use. The way that he instantly went there, it's so. I cannot describe it how bad it actually sounds to a Ukrainian woman, but that's like insane. And the way that he says it in Turkish, he laughs about it, and
sounds
he knows
really gross.
he knows that like no one will understand from like English-speaking people, and then he kind of like translates it, but he doesn't give it a good explanation. So just roll a couple more seconds.
He's a disgusting misogynist, and I'm definitely going to make a video about that at some point. There's just so much to talk about on this issue. It's endless.
Boza pezevenk. Kaç lan? Hadi bakalım. Götüne girdi Ukrayna şimdi. Anyway.
Say what you said.
No, the dude is like, bro, I'm in fucking Ukraine right now. I'm in Kiev. Please, we're going to get fucked. And I said, you horny motherfucker, you went to Ukraine just so you could, hook up with Ukrainian women. And now it's in your ass.
Oh, we didn't even need to translate it.
Yeah. He explains it, but it's like he explains it more calmly that he said it in Turkish. But you can still hear
really?
like him explaining it in English is still stereotypical.
The only reason a Turkish person would go to Ukraine was for like sex tourism or something.
Yes.
A shitty way to translate. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a disgusting fucking pig. He's gross.